Today we're going to talk about how I used a Facebook Messenger bot to blow up my recent book launch and how you can do the same even if you're not putting out a book, but how you can put out a sale to the public, how you can put out a podcast, anything that you're trying to get in front of a lot of people at once, how you can do it using a messenger bot. All right, that's enough explaining. Let's do it. What's up? I'm Dr. Ben Atkins, and if you're hanging out on the channel for the first time, I should explain myself. This is where I go in and talk about all the things that I've done and am doing to blow up my business and how I got to 7 to 8 figures right in that range, and how you can do it too, and how you can do it from anywhere in the world from a backpack. So if this is your first time and you'd like notifications anytime we come out with new videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button, but also make sure you hit that little bell notification, and that's going to help you to always be in the know as soon as we publish something. All right, so today we're going to talk about how I have used a messenger bot to explode, absolutely explode, the book that I just put out. It's a book called Microservice Millionaire, and it's all about how I built recurring income in my life by helping brick and mortar businesses by providing stuff that's super easy for me to deliver. So I'm not gonna go into that right now. Of course, I'll have a link somewhere below if you wanna go check that out. But I wanna talk about today is how I actually got it out there using a messenger bot. So the idea here is this. The idea here is this, is we put this book out for a very simple reason. I'd been teaching this stuff that's inside of this book for a long time, but you had to really be sitting in front of a computer watching a course to consume this information. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that I had something that people could listen to, not while they're in front of the computer, but at the gym, while they're driving somewhere. I wanted something that was more accessible to people. So rather than go right to a written book, I went to an audiobook, and we put out this Microservice Millionaire audiobook. Now, the interesting thing is this. When I got it done, I got everything up. What I wanted to do is I wanted to get it out on Facebook as quickly as possible and cause a stir. Get a lot of people interested in what I was doing. So instead of just going out there and putting the book out and putting our landing page where people opted in to get the book, which is sort of your standard thing that you do, by the way, what I did is I got on and I made a post, and I'll show you this post in just a second, but I made a post that said, hey, I got this new book coming out. This is what it is. This is what it's all about. This is why you may want to get it. And if you'd like to get it, do me a favor and say, count me in, and I'll send you a link as soon as we release it. So why did we do this? Why did I do this rather than just put up an opt-in page? Well, this is why. In about 24 hours, I had over 600 comments on this post. Very interesting, right? Now, you gotta think, why did this get more attention than just putting in an opt-in page? Well, number one, I asked people for some sort of engagement and just to say something back to me. And on top of that, I replied to just about all of these people when they did this. Now, you may be saying, why is this so important? Well, here's the thing. Facebook rewards engagement. So if you think that out of all the posts that you put out there, you put out a new post and you're gonna get maybe 3 to 6% of all the people that follow your page, follow your personal profile, about 6% is all that I'm going to reach with my post. How do I up that? You up that by telling the Facebook algorithm that your post is important. So what I did is I started off by asking for interaction, engagement. And as that engagement went up, it started to spread like wildfire because it went from 6 to 8% to 10%, and more percentage of the people that were following my page, even before we ran ads behind this thing, they started to see this. Now, here's where things get really, really interesting. This is what the bot does. And I'll show you the bot and how to set it up in a second. But we put this thing out there. We put this bot and we connected it to the post. And what the bot was designed to do, the bot was designed to listen. And every time that someone replied and said, count me in on that post, not only did it increase my engagement, not only did it trigger me personally to send them a message on the post to say, hey, cool, I got you on the list. Also, what happened is something that's very, very interesting. We also had the bot that was saying, hey, I'm gonna wait about 3 minutes, and as soon as 3 minutes are up, I'm gonna send them a message with a hey, do you want this book? And I'll send you a link if so. So what I'm gonna do is now, just so I've got you adequately hyped for what we're doing, now I'm gonna show you what that post looks like, how we set the bot up, and how you can go do the same. So let's dive in behind the computer and let's go do it. All right, so this is the post in question, and as you can see, we just did a nice little thing that mentioned the name of the book. We talked about, hey, you want free access to my latest audiobook? Just released this. You can read through that, but here's the key. I'll be opening up access to a select group in the next week. If you'd like to be a part of that beta group and get free access to Microservice Millionaire, just say count me in the comments below. And so we get down here, 810 comments, lots of likes. You get the idea. So if you go and pay attention to this, you can see that what I'm doing is every time somebody, commented on this, I manually went in and said something to them right away. And I typically said something to the effect, you got it, or I got you on the list, right? So that was the key. So I was also tagging them so they saw it, so they would come back and like it. So what I'm doing is I'm effectively starting a conversation, and every time somebody replies to my conversation, I'm giving them some feedback almost right away that, hey, I see you and I got you on the list. Now, this may take a lot of work, but let me tell you, this was about 24 hours, 12 hours actually, of me working pretty hard with my phone to reply to everybody that got in. The more this got out there, the more engagement it got, then quite seriously, the more people started to hit this, and it just became an avalanche over time. Now, this is what was happening in the background. In the background, I wanted to give away this. I wanted to get people to this opt-in page so that I could get their email address. Now, I'm not a big fan of asking for people for their email address inside of Messenger, which I know a lot of bots and people using bots do, but I like more of an engagement in a back and forth. So this is what I did. I put together a really simple bot. Like most people doing bots get super complicated with it. That's not what I'm about at all. So what we did here is we've got a bot, and this bot is basically just saying, the post, I attached it. What this is I use ManyChat, and this is a post response bot. So Facebook comments, it's a beta feature, but it's pretty awesome, right? So we go in and we've got it attached to this post, and what this bot is doing is for every comment, track first level comments only, for every comment, it's waiting for someone to make a comment. And after they leave a comment, 3 minutes later, we're going to jump in and we're going to send them something. Now, I'm not excluding keywords. I'm not excluding triggering things for certain keywords, even though I asked for a specific keyword. I'm replying to everybody. So from there, what happens is we go in, and the first thing my bot says to them when my bot replies to them inside of their Facebook Messenger is, hey, first name. So it says their first name. I saw that you just requested a copy of my Microservice Millionaire audiobook. Is it cool that I send you the link here? Just say yes, and I'll post the link here. So it's asking them for a reply. And what that we're trying to do here is we're trying to get Facebook, we're trying to get them to reply. If they reply to us, what ends up happening is it sends a cue to Facebook and says, hey, this is a legit conversation. And, that actually plays into the algorithm of how much someone sees my post in their newsfeed the next time. So we're all going for back and forth so that Facebook knows that this person thinks this is something that's important, right? And not just for this post, but over time. Now, once they actually send this, we have opt-in actions. And this opt-in action is I am sending this to everyone who replies. And from once you click send everyone who replies, you have to go in and edit the opt-in message, because that's essentially what this is. So we edit this and it says, awesome, you can go grab a copy of the audiobook by clicking below. Feel free to fire any questions you have my way after you've gone through it. And they click this button, and this button in turn takes them back to this page. Now, a lot of you got to be thinking, Ben, why did you do that overall? Why did you not just send them to the opt-in page? Well, the engagement on the post was the key. That got a ton of people hyped up. And I didn't just put a thing that they could, go grab right away. There's rarefied air to it if we do it this way. If I just give them a link to it, we're not going to get as much engagement. The post isn't going to go anywhere. You get the idea. But the other side is by the time they get through this and we've gone through the process of Messenger, they've had to work a little bit to get to an opt-in page. So the likelihood of them opting in once they get here is through the roof compared to if I just ran an ad to this. This opt-in page is around 75% of everybody that gets here, 75 to 80% actually of everybody that gets here opts in. And it's because the folks that actually make it to this page
told me they really wanted it. They had to go through this process. They told me here they wanted it. They told me here in the messenger that they wanted it. So by the time they get here, putting their email address in is something that's, you know, pretty easy. So there you go. That's how it works.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough there. The really cool part about this is not only do we get a lot of engagements, we get a lot of attention, we get a lot of social proof for anybody coming in after, but once we start putting ads behind this, we get a lot of people that say, wow, there's something important about this post, I should check it. So the fear of missing out starts to kick in. Plus, I've got all these connections on Facebook that we've had a interaction in Messenger. So my interactions with this person, even though it's a bot doing a lot of the initial interaction, I can come back and say, hey, personally later, and we've got that personal connection inside of Messenger. So as I said before, you can use this system with anything that you're launching. If you got something that's exciting for your market and you want to get it out there in a very interesting way, a nice post announcing it, then you get people to say, hey, I want this in the comments below, reply to them personally, but have a bot in the background that's sending them exactly what I showed you to send them in the tutorial that we just covered. So I hope this helps you. This is part of how I'm able to automate a lot of my business, get a lot of attention, and run a 7 to 8 figure business every single year from a backpack. So if you would like more of this stuff, do me a favor. Click the subscribe button. It's right below this video. And if you'd like the video right as it comes out and you want to be alerted so that you can get ahead of everybody else, make sure you hit that bell notification as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm having fun teaching this stuff, and I hope you're putting this stuff into action. Tell me about it in the comments. Tell me what you're up to. Let me know how you're putting everything that we're teaching into action. It absolutely makes my day. All right, so I will see you on the next video where we're gonna cover more stuff just like this. All right, I'll see you next time.